Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my 2025 Vlogmas here on YouTube. All right, so today we are at day 9 and I want to talk to you a little bit about inspiration. Where do you get your inspiration for your work? As far as cakes, I have a Pinterest board in which I have my style, and I do a lot of research and I look at cakes and save them in this board for cakes that really speak of the style I'm looking for. So they're inspiration. So I can look at them and then create my own things. And I also look at Instagram. If I see cake artists posting gorgeous cakes that I just am really intrigued about the different designs, I will save those also and use those as inspiration. Now, as far as my brand, I have an inspiration board, and I'm going to talk about that on another video. So today I just want to share with you for my sugar flowers and for the displays for my sugar flowers, I purchased a few books, and they were actually recommended to me by Floria Cakes, I absolutely love them. And one of them, the last one I'm going to talk about, is from my most favorite sugar flower artist, Maggie Austin. And she wrote a book, and it's gorgeous, some of the designs. So I just want to share with you some of the books that I use in my wedding cake business, and I get my inspiration from them, whether they are real flowers or they are sugar flower books. They help all along. They help with arrangements, what flowers look really well together, and such like that. All right, so I'm going to change the screen, and I'm going to put it down on my table and share with you the books that I love. Okay, so the first book I'm going to show you is called The Flower Recipe Book, and the book was written by Althea Harampoulos and Jill Rizzo, and I am most sorry if I mispronounced the words wrong or your names wrong. It is about seasonal and sculptural sugar flowers, or actually these are not sugar flowers, these are real flowers, in teaching on how to do the different arrangements. And there's really interesting flowers in here, and there are a lot of flowers in here that I have not made yet that I would love to make. So I absolutely love this arrangement. And there's some pretty orchids in there, amaryllis, and I'm just going to quickly skim through it. There's lilies. I've made lilies before, and it just shows all the interesting arrangements and which flowers and greenery go really well together. So it's basically an inspiration book. And I love going through it and being able to look at the designs and the different textures in here, and it helps me form a plan. So that's that book. And then we have another book called Cultivate It by Kristen Gill. This is The Elements of Floral Style. So this is a book actually about floral design and what you should think about, such as this is think about color. Let's see, let's go through the book here. Thinking about the different styles of floral arrangement, such as bringing something up at the top and then spreading around. The Dutch Masters. This is actually an amazing still life beauty that I want to go into a little bit further in 2026. And then this talks about deepening your work, such as adding greenery and depth. And I love this book because it really goes in depth on floral design and creating a very interesting design with a variety of different textures and flowers. And then I have A Sweet Floral Life, Natasha Asandi. This is all about romantic arrangements and fresh and sugar flowers. So there's different ideas in here about vases and what would go well with what, to give you specific designs. And we have all kinds of things in here. I love looking at different vases and putting fresh flowers and sugar flowers in the same vase to give it some really interesting textures. And then it's all about creating sweet gardens and going through seasons, different flowers of seasons. And this is right here about flower paste, about sugar paste. And this teaches about floral design in sugar flowers. So towards the end of this book, we're talking about more sugar flowers. So I love this book because it brings real life flowers in the beginning, and then it eases into sugar flowers and teaches both sides of it for a beautiful concept of bringing the two together. And this one is my most favorite out of all. This is Maggie Austin Cake's book, Artistry and Technique. And I've talked about Maggie Austin in a couple of other videos that I've created. She is my most favorite of all sugar flower artists. And I create a lot of different cakes using her designs. So in here, we have all kinds of work with frills. I've actually made a couple of cakes with this frill design. There's all kinds of textures. It teaches even wafer paper design in here. Just all kinds of sugar mediums that you can use to make all kinds of designs. And her cake designs are just absolutely amazing. So I have made several of my cakes using some of her designs. She has a section on sugar flowers. Here's cookie art, how to paint, impressionist painting on cookies. Let's see, there's abstract painting, watercolor, and stained glass. I love the stained glass look, and I'm actually going to be starting a cake design soon on a stained glass design. So there's a lot of technique in here. And this, again, is my most favorite book. I love looking at hard copies because I love the feel of a book. I'm old-fashioned when it comes to that, and I as I said in one of my previous videos of the vlogs, that when I sketch with paper and pencil. I don't sketch using a digital sketching application. Okay, so I hope you did enjoy this episode, and I hope you got some ideas about inspiration on your designs and your on the different decorations that you can do on wedding cakes. And I am very big on taking your wedding cake designs to the next level. Don't stop where you would normally stop. Push it a little bit further and add more, and add more textures and more different types of sugar flowers. And I'm not saying more is always best. Sometimes a design looks best when it's simplified. However, adding interest really makes the cake stand out. All right, folks, I will see you tomorrow, and have a great day. One more thing before I go, don't forget to subscribe, because then that will help you when you log on to YouTube. You will see a lot of my videos if you're a subscriber. Bye for now.